Welcome to another PLS Minute. I'm Josh Decker, and I'll be your host. Today we're going to cover Lighting 201 and talk about recessed downlighting. Joining me today will be Todd. He doesn't say much, but he's very good with a slideshow. Watch this. Next slide, please, Todd. What a pro. So what is recessed downlighting? Recessed downlighting is a light source cut into the drywall to provide proper lighting to a space without having the fixture below the drywall. Here are some other common names for a recessed light. Can light, pot light, of course downlight, or recessed. Components you will need are the housing, pictured here, and a trim, plus a lamp, or an LED retrofit. The application shot to the right is a kitchen that shows recessed lighting. There are two types of new construction housings available. IC housings can be in direct contact with insulation and building components. Be sure when selecting your housing you are getting the properly labeled products for your application. The label should be inside of the housing. Non-IC housings require a minimum of clearance of 3 inches from thermal insulation and a ½ inch from adjacent building components. Let's look at two different types of housings that can be used. New construction will be used before the drywall goes up. You must have access to the joists to mount the bar hangers. Remodel housings can be used when the drywall is not removed. It's as simple as cutting a hole in the ceiling, pulling the wire through, wiring up the housing, and pushing the housing back into the ceiling. Most trims that work with the new construction housing will also work with the remodel housing. Here are some other names for this type of remodel housing: a rework, a cut-in, or an add can. Fire-rated housings provide fire-rated protection when using recessed lighting in the required applications. These housings are direct contact rated, so no minimum clearance is required. These are typically offered in 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch sizes. Fire-rated housings provide protection for up to 2 hours, and they have a non-combustible fiber insulation, which also acts as a sound deadening material. The double wall fixture prevents passage of flames, toxic gases, and ignitable gases from getting into ceiling plenums. The standard ceiling fire barrier is assembled to give a 1-hour fire-rated protection, and it is crucial that this barrier be maintained. When you add recessed downlighting that is not fire-rated, the fire barrier is broken and not code compliant. Adding a fire-rated downlight continues the fire-rated barrier and is code compliant. Typical applications include stacked multifamily, senior living, and hotels. Fire-rated housings are needed when there is a shallow plenum between floors to provide a fire barrier. The inside diameter of a trim is called an aperture. Here are some examples of apertures from 1 inch to 8 inches. The evolution and efficiency of LED technology has allowed recessed downlighting to come in smaller form factors, but producing the same or more light output. Let's examine beam spreads and optic options. Let's first look at a bare LED. No, Todd, not that kind of bare LED. It's better. This cross-section of a bare LED chip shows a beam spread of around 160 degrees. Beam spread is the distribution of light output. This bare LED chip gives you light in nearly every direction. Using an optic can control and direct the light output. This allows you to focus the light on the space or object desired. Let's take a look at a couple of examples of different optics at the same lumen package. Here we have a flood example of 60 degrees. This optic allows you to cover a large surface. A common example of this type would be found in a hallway. This is a narrow flood example of 38 degrees. This optic allows you to focus light on a surface. An example would be on a kitchen island. Finally, a spot example of 25 degrees. This optic allows you to really focus on a small surface. This could be used to light a picture on a wall. Some products deliver an even wider output using wide flood optics. In this example, we want to focus on the output at 10 feet. You can see that using the spot optic gives you a much smaller coverage area and increased the light intensity when compared to the narrow and the flood. Recessed downlighting comes in many shapes and finishes. Here are a few of the common fixed downlighting trims, such as the reflector or baffle. And now take a look at a few of the more specialty and adjustable trim options, such as trimless or adjustable gimbal or even a pinhole. Common finishes tend to be white, black, and some type of silver. Other finishes will be based on the manufacturer's offering, but these are just some examples. Visual comfort is the ability to look across the room and not have glare directly from the light source. How do you eliminate or reduce glare from downlighting? Improve the visual comfort. The key thing to consider is the LED module regression. The more regressed the module, the more improved visual comfort. Here are 4 examples with different regression. Oh, is that you, Todd? Is that your silhouette? Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I can tell you lost weight. You've been working out. That looks nice. The trim on the left has no module regression, which gives a wider beam angle and lots of glare, causing visual discomfort. This white trim has a bit more module regression, improving visual comfort. The copper trim has a deeper module regression, giving an even more increased level of visual comfort. And finally, the smaller bronze trim. As we look at this last downlight, we see that it has the deepest regressed module, and it gives the best visual comfort. A multiple is a type of downlight that allows you to deliver light in different directions while limiting the number of openings in the ceiling. Multiples provide a cleaner look and come in a variety of configurations, from 2 to 4 and even square. Here are some application shots of multiples in action. Driver location is going to determine whether the product is a retrofit or dedicated application. You might have an existing downlight in your home or business using a trim and screw-in lamp pictured here. When looking at options to change to LED, it will require a retrofit that has the driver included. Removing the trim and lamp will allow you to install a retrofit in its place. If you are adding new recessed lighting to your space, one option would be a dedicated housing and compatible trim. This gives you more options on apertures, finishes, and lumen output. Wow, we have covered a lot of information. We appreciate your time and we hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Have a great day.